Welcome back to another video. Oh my god.
Welcome back.
Oh, welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, and welcome back to another week of Fellow Drops Brew Guide videos with myself, Haley, and Brian from Fellow. We heard a lot of you asking, and we're delivering espresso videos. We are set up to pull Madcap's Samuel Degelo, Ethiopia. Super delicious, really developed Ethiopia too, definitely towards the medium.
Yeah, I would definitely say this is more on the medium.
Yeah. Which is really interesting for an Ethiopia, which is also why we thought it would lend itself super nicely to espresso. And honestly, from the dial that we did earlier, I mean,
it was a wonderful coffee. In the espresso, it was a really well-rounded experience. So there was a ton of great fruitiness and acidity in here. So we're talking more of like this citrus yellow, like
totally like a citrusy, very citrusy at the end, I would say, but like a very viscous, like honey and red fruit middle, but like super viscous. Especially, I mean, my dial is pretty heavy on the. It's not even a 2-to-1. It's almost a 1-to-1. But anyway,
and the finish on it was really sweet and just great body and viscousness and texture to the shot, and it's really wonderful just as an espresso by itself. And in milk, we will show you just we'll make a latte with this, but in milk, this is one of these espressos that pairs really well, where you will be able to get a nice sweet fruity experience.
Totally,
the espresso will come out in your milk.
I'd say like it stands up to the milk, right? So like it'll give you that sweetness for sure, like Brian's saying, but it's also going to stand up to the milk and not get lost in it at all, no matter what kind of milk you're using. Of course, we're using oat milk.
We're using oat milk from our friends Minor Figures.
Thank you, friends.
But if you were interested in a pour over guide, we do have a recipe.
I was going pretty standard with our recipe, like a 16-to-1, 22 grams in, 350 grams out, like a medium to medium coarse setting, pretty standard, I think.
Yeah.
This coffee is well developed, so I don't think upping the ratio on filter does it any justice. I think just keeping it pretty standard.
And that recipe, if you want to see a more detailed look at how we do our pour overs, please check out a ton of our videos. We're still learning here. We're trying to focus a bit today because of viewer requests from you guys on espresso. So that's why we have two machines here. We try. But our pour over recipe is in the description below. As always, let us know if you have questions on pour over. And today we want to show you two styles of espresso. Just one if you have a machine that just runs at a flat profile like this,
AKA
and then
the barista brain.
And then we have a machine that some of you home enthusiasts may have, which is a machine that allows you to go and adjust pressure and flow. So we want to showcase two different recipes today that both, in our opinion, really show you different pictures of the coffee. It shows you that you can push the coffee in a variety of directions. But generally speaking, from what we've done in dialing in espresso with this coffee, it is fairly flexible.
Yep, agreed. And it's really interesting to see the only control that you're offered is by technique and by how much you're dosing in your dial and all that, versus like being able to control pressure. It is so interesting to use a coffee that's as flexible as this one to see what that change in pressure brings out, right? I also think it's interesting that with the flare, it's so cool because it's very new, like home enthusiast, like not total barista brain-y, but at the same time, like I've definitely worked on like an old Astoria where you had to throw your whole body weight at it, but like the variant pressure, it would go from, I think, I don't know, like 6 or 7 bars to like 11.
Yeah.
And then all the way back to
the profile that we're going to be pulling today on this machine. So now let's talk about what recipes we're doing.
Yes.
So on this machine, we're just going to pull a standard 18 in, 36 out, and we're going to actually target a 6-bar pressure. So we're just going to do a slow ramp at around 2 to 3 bars for 5 to 10 seconds. and then we ramp up to 6, and then we ramp down back to our 2 to 3 bar initial pressure. And that results in just a super sweet finish for this coffee, and that's just because of the lower pressure. And then for this machine here, what are we doing?
No pressure changes. 9 bars, 110 straight out the gate. We're gonna do 20.5 grams in, 35 grams out, so like almost a 1 to 2.
Mm-hmm. More almost like a ristretto.
But more like ristretto because I wanted to, I mean, with 9 bars of pressure and no variance, I wanted to be able to still pull out that viscosity and that like that really like syrupiness inside the coffee, and that like that mouthfeel is what I was going for. And I believe I'm gonna hit 35 seconds.
I didn't mention time because with these profiles, these espresso profiles and pressure profiling, you don't actually need to worry too much about time. If you did want a general time guidance, we're around that 35 to 40-ish second range. And what has been cool about this coffee is you can actually go a little bit coarser with both of these profiles, and you can bring a bit more of that acidity out. And to us, it's that like red fruit that's just coming out a little bit more.
Yeah, totally. That red fruit in the middle, and just not even like a lemony end, I guess, but more of the citrus, less of the lemony flavor, if that makes sense. So.
But yeah, we think this is a lovely coffee for espresso.
Delicious.
Let's go ahead and actually pull some shots now.
All right. You want to rock, paper, scissors for who goes first?
Sure.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors. Okay.
Sweet.
All right, guess it's my turn to start off first. So again, 18 grams in, 36 out, and we're just going to target 3 bar pre-infusion, then ramp up to 6, and then try to ramp down towards the end of the shot. Now we're going to dose the coffee. All right.
This contraption. What, you put the water in every dose? That's so cool.
Yeah. And you get to use our lovely Stag kettle to do that.
Staggy KG. We love Staggy KG. Holds its temperature for up to an hour when the hold feature is activated. We love it.
All right, so let's go ahead and pull a shot.
Literally pull it.
Yeah, so you can see the pressure gauge there.
Is it a pull or a push?
I guess it's a pull. We're pushing at this angle because.
Oh yeah, because you usually
because usually we're pulling, yeah.
Yeah, we could break the fourth wall. We're cheating out for the camera.
So we ramp up to 6. I was just pulling at around 2 to 3 bars for a few seconds for pre-infusion.
It sure does look good.
And then now I'm just going to ramp down, so letting off the pressure, and then cut the shot like that. There you go, 36 grams, and then I can just get another cup there to purge out the excess water.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna. I was like, you're gonna pull another shot right now. What is going on?
There you go. So lovely looking shot right there.
Give that a little mix. Give that a little one of these. You
want to give this
barista wrist swirl, you know?
Give it a little swirl there.
Yeah, one of those. Get that crema mixed up. Get those layers mixed up.
Try this guy out.
How excited. You just pushed the shot.
I did. I pushed the shot because this is a lever machine. Yeah, so a lot of people at home have these types of machines, so I thought it'd be really helpful to bring one here and show you all.
Oh, cheers, but I can't wait.
Cheers.
All right. Oh, it's so smooth.
So why the shot was so smooth is because of that low pressure. So to reiterate what we did is we did that 2 to 3 bar pre-infusions for 5 to 10 seconds. Then we ramp up to 6 bars, and then we ramp down. I ramped up when there was about 5-6 grams in cup, and then I just held it sort of steady at around 6, and then I ramped down when there was about 29 grams in cup, and I ended up with 36 grams. And yeah, that's how you do pressure profiling with an espresso like this. And this is a coffee that works in a variety of ways, and you can really push it in a variety of directions with a machine like this. But generally speaking, lower pressures, you're gonna get a nice smooth finish like you just experienced there. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely, and a smooth middle too. Like I find that compared to my dial on a machine that doesn't do there's no variance in pressure, it's just a lot mellower. Whereas mine is like more viscous. It's more of like the tongue situation, like that vibe or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a different mouthfeel. It's so much like less heavy.
Yeah, so that's just the style of shot. We can also pull that style of shot that you're gonna do and you're gonna show us soon on this machine. But I think what's fun with these is to mess around with the pressures because it's super fun for me at least, and
totally, why
just
not?
to see what happens with the coffee. So would highly recommend you always experiment with any of the coffees that we drop.
Absolutely, and that's the thing about coffee too. You gotta always experiment because there's never a right or a wrong way, and it's so subjective, and there's always a new thing to learn.
Yeah, but that was really fun. Now let's move over to Haley showing us her recipe for this coffee.
Very big ristretto energy, I think, with this one, honestly. So now that we are all dosed out and tamped, also I used the WDT tool. Thank you, J. Kim Makes. I'm a convert. Yeah, now that we're all dosed out and had a good flashlight tamp, we are ready to pull a shot.
All right, let's do it.
It's like a reward. Come on, come together, come together, come together. Yes. Perfect. It's got really, really good crema and such good texture. It's exactly the texture I was going for. You can almost you can see the viscosity. I'm so excited. It almost looks whipped, almost kind of like a mousse. And that was definitely, I'm glad that this came out. So I am at 38 seconds, 33 grams out. I again did 20.5 grams in. I was aiming for 35 grams out at 35 seconds, but honestly, I think it's gonna taste delicious all the same. Going for almost a ristretto, I feel like pushing full ristretto would have been a little bit too much for this coffee because it already has enough body. You can go ahead and try it out at home. Let us know what you think, but I think that with the amount of body that this coffee has, an almost ristretto works just fine. But I don't know, let's see. Let's see what the verdict is on my dial. Want me to rinse it out for you?
Yeah.
This is one benefit of the old-fashioned machine is the T1 for sure. All right, let's give this a really good mix though with the old barista wrist action situation. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Let's drink coffee. Watch out. I don't want to get you.
All right. Wow. Can see that this is an incredibly thick espresso.
Oh, that's exactly the intent here. Again, there's nothing, it's like a religious experience. Whatever, when you dial in and what comes out is exactly your intent. It's just chef's kiss.
All right, cheers.
It's like punchier.
Yeah, so there's a much more punch to this. Like everything feels a lot quicker. Like when you're tasting the cup, you're like, boom, here is this like a lemony note, I guess. Then there's like a lemony note, and then it goes into this like red fruit. But the mouthfeel is much more viscous, much more present on your tongue.
Totally, and a little bit fluffier too, which is what I was going for with this. It's like, not only is it viscous, but it's also got this like light, airy, fluffy, not the taste of mousse by any means, but like the texture of it, if that makes sense. I do taste like a kind of a red fruit medley somewhere, like dancing around that lemony taste, and it's just really round, and the acidity is present, and it's just bright and delicious.
Yeah. And you're getting all that lovely texture because of the ratio, and it's lovely.
I'm really into it.
All right, well, that was Madcap Coffee's Samuel Degelo.
On 2 different machines, one varying pressure machine, very cool, and one standard pressure 9 bar, also very cool.
Yeah, but this was But this is a coffee that is incredibly flexible. We're
Super.
able to
Yep.
push it in various directions and get tasty results. And we hope this brew guide was helpful, and we hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions, please let us know. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one.
See you later.